Quote, for the Army now, it's blacks need not apply, and it breaks my heart. The recruitment is ending because of President Trump and Pete Hegseth's orders to end diversity initiatives in the military. Pete Hegseth, the new Secretary of Defense, he had this to say about why he feels that DEI initiatives make the country less safe. General, listen to this.
The dumbest phrase on planet Earth in the military is our diversity is our strength.
It's one thing to have DEI inside your corporation or inside your university. It's a whole other thing to have it inside the 101st Airborne. We only have one military, and if the military goes woke, then it is less equipped to fight the wars that we...
Hello, everybody. Guys, we got lower coast today. This is just horrible. This is just an all-out attack on black people and people of color in general. Let's check this out, and we'll talk about it.
I'm about to read for you what an active duty Army general told military.com about the decision to suddenly stop recruiting at a prominent black engineering event. He said, quote, for the Army now, it's blacks need not apply, and it breaks my heart. The recruitment is ending because of President Trump and Pete Hegseth's orders to end diversity initiatives in the military. The Army's official statement reads, in compliance with Department of Defense and Headquarters Department of the Army guidance, we will not participate in the upcoming BEYA event. And they're referring to the Becoming Everything You Are conference, where in just a few days, 14,000 of the smartest engineers in the country will arrive in Baltimore for the event. Now, last year, the Defense Department recruited close to 800 people there. And get this. This year, the government spent more than $1 million in sponsorships for the event. Defense contractors, including SpaceX and Booz Allen Hamilton, they're also pulling out. Same with the CIA, NSA, NASA, and the Department of Energy.
Guys, this is insane. This is all to appease the disgusting races of Trump and these MAGA followers. And to keep them thinking that, look at, they're getting rid of diversity. Like, this is so horrible. Like, how does alienating black people make us safer? Guys, did you know in the past 40 years that applicants into the military is down from 800K to like 200K? Like, how does this make us safer, Republicans? Your racism is going to ruin this country. Not only are you putting us in danger, this is the same argument that I have with just deport all immigrants. Like, it's just going to put a hole in the economy. We do it like this. These people are just so stupid, so disgusting. Your racism is just blinding you.
I want to get right to retired Army Major General Dana Pittard. Thank you so much for joining us, General Pittard. I am curious about your reaction to this news and what your view is in terms of how is the military made any stronger by the U.S. not recruiting at an event like this?
Oh, good evening, Laura. Obviously very sad because some of our best and brightest as far as engineers and the support for STEM over the years, that's science, technology, engineering, and math, have resulted in this kind of a conference where you recruit the best and brightest that happen to be also people of color. So what these conferences have done in the past is helped military readiness by being able to recruit the best and brightest. That supports readiness. So it's sad that it's being interpreted differently.
So just to clarify and make this point underscored, they're not recruiting to try to take less than. They're recruiting because they're going to areas where they have the best candidates available in one concentrated area as well. But then you hear Pete Hegseth, the new Secretary of Defense, he had this to say about why he feels that DEI initiatives make the country less safe. General, listen to this.
He's a racist.
The dumbest phrase on planet Earth in the military is our diversity is our strength.
It's one thing to have DEI inside your corporation or inside your university. It's a whole other thing to have it inside the 101st Airborne. We only have one military, and if the military goes woke, then it is less equipped to fight the wars it needs to fight.
I'm straight up just saying we should not have women in combat roles. It hasn't made us more effective, hasn't made us more lethal, has made fighting more complicated.
What's
Guys, I'm sorry, but Pete Hegseth is just not only is he just a racist, his own mother said he's an abuser of women. He's a drunk. He's an absolute drunk. He's admitted to it. But he has the viability, the validity to say diversity is the stupidest thing as far as our military goes. Guys, it's been beneficial to companies. Studies have shown companies who have diversity, equity, inclusion perform better. The military, same kind of study has been done. Racially diverse groups tend to be more creative, innovative. It benefits civil military relations. Like, these people are just so stupid. They're just so angry. They have this hatred in their heart for certain types of people that they're willing to put this country in danger. They're willing to remove all the immigrants that are contributing to this economy. Like, these people are so stupid. And guys, again, I said this about immigration. I obviously don't think the door should be open, but this is not the way that you just remove everyone out of the country. It's going to put a hole in the economy. It's going to put a hole in food processing, in agriculture, all these things. This is not the way you do this. These guys are idiots. Same thing with the military. Applicants are at a 40-year low, guys, from 800K to 200K, and they want to alienate people of color, black people in this case. These people are effing disgusting.
your response?
Our response is you stand where you sit. He now sits as Secretary of Defense. All those views were prior to becoming the Secretary of Defense, as far as I know. He's now a strategic leader. He's now in charge of the world's greatest military. He needs to really think about that. Diversity is a strength, not just for our military, but it's for our country. I've been to over 90 countries around the world. Part of what makes America America is we are a melting pot of different ethnicities, races, whatever, but we're all Americans. So recruiting and being a part of a diverse force is a strength, and he needs to understand that, but he's got his views.
Let me ask you on this point. Some have the perception that in order to be a strong military, there has to be absolute uniformity and conformity of thought and personnel. That is not the case to be a strong military. Am I right?
Well, I hope it's not, and that group thinking will lead to disasters. You want different views, whether it's age-related different views, gender-related different views, ethnic, just background different views. You want different views. The modern military isn't like what people think it is, like some kind of parade military. It's military that's fought in tough places, fought under circumstances that take thinking on your feet and not group thought. It takes people saying, hey, we got to do this, got to do that, and you take it all in, and then you take the best course of action, you execute. But that comes from diversity, and that's a strength.
Hey guys, obviously, if you have a problem, if you have an issue, having diverse of thought is a good thing. You're going to have different angles on how to go about an issue. And then you could decide as a group what is the best tactic to take. If everyone just believes the same thing, you're going to get the same answer likely. If they all came from the same background, the same places, you're likely going to get around the same answers. This is why it makes sense to have diversity. And diversity wasn't an issue in all the other wars, right? The diversity was fine. People of color were perfectly fine. You guys were recruiting like hell. Good luck. Good luck having black people or people of color recruiting now.
Well, one would hope that you could, on the one hand, still be an individual and also understand a hierarchy of authority when it comes time for our national security. That would be my assumption for the best among us in our country, of course, as you have been one of them, General. West Point is also shutting down affinity clubs for minorities, also women. You're an alum. What impact is this move going to have on the cadets who are there?
Oh, I feel bad for the cadets, but let's kind of talk about that. Several thoughts in that West Point in the past has had a history of racial issues in its past. It's done a good job of changing that over time. But my problem isn't the Secretary of Defense on this one. It's the reaction of the leaders at West Point. They know better. West Point had a history of having issues. And over time, West Point understood that minority cadets needed support. And so these affinity groups started popping up, occurring. The Contemporary Cultural Affairs Seminar is over 50 years old, and that has helped so many cadets. I'm one of them. And so they've evolved now really into social groups in many ways, but they're also professional development. And they help, the cadets getting in there are quality. Now you want to retain that quality. And that's where these groups help.
Everyone ought to know those without support flail. That's the last thing you want if you want a strong military. Retired Army Major General Dana Petard.
And guys, obviously I'm going to leave it there, but just a quick few thoughts that are, I guess, adjacent to this. This is just an all-out assault on people of color. These constant diversity, equity, and inclusion attacks for anything bad that happens. These morons, oh, it's DEI, it's DEI. Oh, it had to be DEI. It's idiots. The Federal Workers Purge guy, which employs a massive amount of black people. 1 in 5 black people that are working in this country work for the government, either federal or local. Like, Hispanics, this is why I call for unity. You have to stand together with black people. I know we're not, we don't have the exact same issues, but I'm telling you, they are in a vacuum, are based on the same thing. It's all based on racism. It's all based on, if you're a person of color, anything that is done to maybe benefit you or help you out in any certain way is an attack on white people. This is what they believe. This is what they believe. Even if the thing like diversity, equity, and inclusion is meant to help even white people, white women, white people in the country who also get discriminated on because they think white people from the country are dumb. This is to open it up to everyone. But they constantly use it on people of color as a racial slur. Guys, if Hispanics out there, 45% of you voted for Donald Trump. Guys, if we could get the Hispanics to vote with black people, this kind of garbage will be done. I've said it before, will be gone real quick. Black people have realized long time ago that the Democrats aren't perfect and just do a lot of crap that's not great, but they aren't seen as subhuman like Republicans. And Hispanics, you may think Republicans see you differently. I'm an Hispanic. Not a white Hispanic, but I can promise you, they do not see you differently than black people. They will use different attacks on you, different racial attacks on you, but it's all rooted. It's all rooted in the same kind of dangerous views of people of color, negative, disgusting views of people of color, whether it's black, Hispanic, Arab. They have a disgusting view on anyone that's not a white person. Women, everything. Literally everyone that's not a white man. Guys, I've said this before. If the right wing, Hispanics out there, if the right wing, MAGA, Trump, could figure out a way to remove legal Hispanics from this country, they would. Like that. And I've said this before. Same with black people who have been here for hundreds of years. The sooner that you start seeing that your problems are the same as black people, you're going to hate yourself for taking so long to see it. That by voting Republicans or even sitting out, you are literally shooting yourself on the foot. And maybe by the time you realize it, it is too damn late. I'll leave it there, guys. I thought this segment was great. I hope it gets more. I hope Abby Phillips has a panel on it or something. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. Please leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.